Feng Shui. Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, so I want to get up. I want to give this right here. I know a lot of people probably feel the complete opposite of me right now. Um, but I'm actually proud of what I saw. All right, but let me explain before you know I go into detail. Um, One of the things that we see, and we always say that we want in a team, that we want in players, is we want to see these guys fight. We want to see these guys when everything is against you, you step up and say, "All right, this is my time and this is my moment." This was that moment for this Atlanta Falcons offense. Everything went against them, from the coaching, from the injuries to the players themselves. They were all against themselves.
You going in and out, Mike. You going in and out. All right, Drew. While Mike getting it fixed up, what you got?
My bad, my bad. You hear me? Good now.
You good?
All right. So, like I said, all everything, the players, everybody, they were all against themselves. The players, the coaches. I mean, I'm gonna get to the other. I'm gonna get to the other crap that we saw earlier today, and that this has something has to be done about that. But this is exactly what we want in players. We want guys to. It's like, look, everything from the play calling from the very beginning. It was questionable. Um, the offensive line, I've never seen anything like this. I don't know how many times we're gonna keep saying this, man. It's like, but these types of things, as far as injuries, always happen to the Falcons. I've never seen a whole offensive line being depleted in one game. Maybe I think I have in the last couple of years. I forget which team, but it happened before. But I've never seen anything like this where you saw just everybody went down. I'm talking about everybody. From the left to the right. everything went down. But I just want to give people these numbers, man. And I'm honestly I'm proud. I'm proud of this team, man, because even though this game was completely, I'm talking about it was an absolute mess. It was an absolute delightful mess. It was a disgusting, delightful mess, all in the same, all in one. All right. So I gotta read off these numbers. I gotta read off these numbers real quick because, like I said, I know this is something that people are not gonna like, but these are the things that we talk about with quarterbacks. This is the moments where they need their defining moment. This was Desmond Ritter's defining moment. 26 of 40, 347 yards passing. This is the game that everybody was looking for from him. All right. And not only that, man, the dude had a rushing touchdown. I thought that the interception on was I forget his name, the corner. But I thought that right there was
Carlton, whoever the fuck his name was, they called
Davis. I thought that play right there was all because of Arthur Smith and Dave Rigon. They knew that play was coming. But on top of that, this goes into what we were saying about Kyle Pitts. He's telling everything about him is telling. If you block and just put your body in front of that play is that's a big game. He didn't even touch the dude. He came relatively free. The guy standing in the front, all you had to do was chuck him to the side, use your hands or something. Kyle Pitts just let him go straight past him. These are the small details that we talk about. It's like, all right, it was a horrible play. It's not a horrible play if your players do the small things. You have to block. You have to make a conservative effort to even put look, Kyle Pitts did not even touch him. He barely looked like he wanted to move. If he just touches the guy, we're talking about a completely different play. But the fact that he came free, nobody touched him and picked it off, that tells you the small details of football matters. These things matters. But like I said, I'm gonna say this, man. This is the game that Desmond Ridder needed, because one thing I always say, man, players need their defining moments. Players need their defining moments, and I'm gonna get to that the proud defining moment for players, but players need that defining moment. Desmond Ridder, he showed me something today. All right, he showed me something. He played like absolute hot garbage in the first half. Okay, I think we all can say it, but this is what we talk about. They got it. He got it together. Drake London, Kyle Pitts, all those guys got together. Young Waku. That's a whole nother story. But the other defining moment, I think it has to end right now. It has to end right now. And this is Richie fucking Grant. He has to go. There's no way he could. There's no way Richie Grant can stay as the starter for the Atlanta Falcons at free safety right now. No way he can stay. Next year, you have to upgrade that position, because I don't know how many games we've had just this year when every team, when they need to make a play, they go directly at him. And they get a touchdown and a score every single time. Everybody makes plays. Everybody makes plays on that defense when it matters, except for Richie Grant. All right. So I'm going to hand it over to you guys after I say this, but I don't know how you're a referee and it's literally your job. You literally have people designed and assigned to review things on a fourth down, a fumble. The play dead at that fumble. The play dead. How do you not even review it? How do you not even review it? Not. It's literally, you literally have the commentators on here saying to themselves, wow, that's a turnover. They should review it. If the commentators are saying it to themselves, common sense ought to tell the guy who's literally his job is to look at plays, especially when they're under two, to review it. He didn't review it. That's literally your only job, is to look for reviewable plays, and it never happened. That's literally your job. So outside of that, man, I like I said, I know a lot of people are upset about this game. This is a young team, and I'm disgusted how the game started out. But like I said, I'm proud of what I saw from that quarterback. I'm proud of what I saw from Drake London. I'm proud of what I saw from Kyle Pitts. but we got to do better, man. We can't keep shooting ourselves in the foot like that and expect to keep getting bailed out. You know what I'm saying? We shot ourselves in the foot way too many times. But I'm 347 yards, man. He showed that he can do it, but he got a lot of shit to clean up. There's no way if he didn't finish that way. And K Styles and I had this talk. If he didn't finish that way, there's no way in hell that he and Arthur Smith can look at themselves and say that I believe that he is the quarterback of the future. He had to step up in that moment and make plays. He had to step up in that moment and make plays. He did that. But like I said, this is why this is a team sport. Because when you don't, when you make a play, it's not over. The defense, special teams, coaching, they all contributed to this performance and what we saw today. So you, I know you're upset. So go ahead.
I'm looking at K, and he looks like that Makai Fife meme. All you missing is the Newport in your hand. The cigarette just sitting between your fingers.
I need some crack. That's what I need from that one. I need a line.
Right here. I'm gonna start right here. Y'all know where I'm going with it. I'm looking at one person, the head man, Arthur Smith. Early in this game, Vita Vea was not in this game. We were not running the ball when the game was at hand. The game was 12-10. We literally had 2 back-to-back drives where we went 3 and out. We threw it 3 straight times. All you had to do against this defense was stay ahead of the chains. That's all you had to do. We say it every week. They say it every week. It seems like for whatever reason, he wanted to wait for the second half to run the ball. Run the ball. Like, why are you throwing the ball? Like, I understand you got Drake London. I understand you got Kyle Pitts. But the Tampa Bay Buccaneers suck at running the ball, and they were actually running the ball against us. They were showing us what we should have been doing. We waited to the second half to start running the ball. Like, literally in the first half, it was 2 drives that were pivotal drives where the defense got off the field. They punted. They got the ball back to us. Then it was another drive. They got the ball right back to us. 2 consecutive drives, we threw the ball. First, second, and third down. We didn't even attempt to run the ball. I cannot defend that. When our strength and our bread and butter is running the football, plus they have a lot of players out. So I'm not going to even use the excuse like, yeah, our offensive linemen are getting hurt. Well, if your offensive linemen are getting hurt, that don't say throw the ball. If your offensive linemen are hurt, you got to go to your bread and butter, which is running the football. I feel like we put ourselves behind the 8 ball in this game. So I'm not even looking at Desmond Ridder. Like early in the game, yes, he threw the interception. To me, yes, Kyle Pitts should have blocked. But why are you even running that play when you're that close to your end zone? The play where he gets sacked in the end zone and he tries to throw the ball. Ridder holds on to the ball too long. But why are you even running a play action pass that deep in your own end zone? That doesn't even make sense. It takes me back to last week where Bijan Robinson, you try to run a stretch play when you're in your end zone against the Jets defense. Dude gets blocked right into him. Parker Hesse gets blocked right into Bijan Robinson for a safety. These are the type of plays where I say the 1 or 2 plays in the game, those two points, those safeties, those add up. So I'm just saying out of Arthur Smith, I'm saying inexperience. This is your 3rd year in the league. You're still making those rookie coaching mistakes, whether it's him or whether it's Dave Ragone. This got to change. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. And I really feel like early in the game, he sucked all of the confidence out of these players. Yes, the players kept playing, and in the second half, they came out with the right mentality. This team doesn't back down, as Mike was saying, but I'm still pissed off because Younghoe Koo missing those field goals. It's your job to make field goals. But I really feel like if you looked at Desmond Ridder early on in the game, if you look at the offense after that first turnover where he threw that interception pick 6, the guys just looked deflated. Going into halftime, the guys were looking really, really deflated. It wasn't until Drake London made that big catch that everybody kind of came back to life. You got the crowd back in the game. But I blame this on Coach Smith because, to me, the guys in the first half did not look prepared to play. He was not calling the game where guys could get in rhythm. The plays that they were running were very predictable. That Wayne played the interception, he jumped that route because you had been doing that. You did the same thing the first drive. You're trying to spread the defense out. I understand that, but why are you not running the football, making no concerted effort to run the ball at all? I can understand you saying, okay, the run is not working. You didn't even attempt to do it. You made their job easy because they're looking like, well, let's drop everybody in the coverage because they're not even attempting the ball, run the ball at us. So that's my biggest issue with it. It's like the offense found no rhythm because he was not using the run game. It's like what we said early in the year when we seen him running play action. It's like you're running play action pass early in the game, but you haven't even established the run. So why am I coming up to bite on a run fake when you haven't ran the ball at all? You haven't even attempted it. That's my issue. It's like we do stuff backwards. It's like instead of them come out and establish the run, they come out and establish the throw, and then they want to wait to the fourth quarter. Now we're going to run the ball. Like when Bijan Robinson pops that long 55, whatever yarder down the sideline, I'm not surprised. I put on Twitter, oh, wow, so the running game actually works. Bijan punches it in on the goal line for a 2-yard run. Like, yes, this is what we do. So I'm just like, I don't understand why he don't understand that running the ball gets you into a rhythm. The worst thing you can do when you bring a new offensive lineman in is say, okay, we finna make you drop back and pass protect. Let these dudes be aggressive and go up there and hit the Buccaneers in the mouth. You have our guys on their heels. Desmond Ridder did not look confident throwing the ball early in the game, like in that first half after he threw that interception. And I understand why he didn't feel comfortable because he had no rhythm. There was no rhythm to the offense. It was just pass, 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 pass. I'm tired of seeing that. And this is going to get Arthur Smith fired. His decision making. It's not that he's a bad coach. It's a time and a place for everything. As your parents say, it's a time and a place for everything. It's certain times where he doesn't understand situational football. Like certain plays you don't call on certain down and distances. That's my problem with his play calling. It's not that he's a bad play caller because we've seen late in the game when it opened up, he was hitting guys down the field. We have good passing concepts. We have good running concepts, but for certain reasons and certain points in the game, for whatever reason,
it's his ego, man. It's his ego.
But his ego's gonna get him fired. I'm being real. His ego's gonna get him fired because I'm looking at these games and I'm like, it's the decision making that it's never usually the play call. It's usually when he's calling these plays. Because stretch runs work, but they don't run on you in your own goal, own end zone. The deep shot, you don't take a deep shot when you that deep in your end zone. So I'm pissed off at Desmond Ridder holding the ball, but I'm going to the root of the problem. Why are you even calling that play in that situation? That's not the time and the place for that. Because if you see on that play, I think that's one of the plays where one of the offensive linemen got hurt because he literally was sitting there holding the ball, and then they basically just eventually their defensive line pretty much just trample our offensive line, and then he throws the ball he attempts to throw the ball and arm gets hit. To be honest, if Keith Smith is not there to cover that ball up, this game wouldn't even been as close as it would have been because that would have been a touchdown. Keith Smith had the understanding of, shoot, the ball's there, let me go cover it up for it to be a safety because they could have easily recovered that in the end zone. So I just feel like we gave them momentum. We gave them too much momentum early in this game. This game should not even have been this close, to be real. The defense kept you in the game. Like, once the defense finally cracked and they went down and scored a touchdown, I'm like, how can I even be upset with the defense when they've been shutting these dudes down the whole game? In today's NFL, with the way that the rules are, it's hard for a defense to shut a team out. No touchdowns, no field goals. They can't even get in the field goal range. In this game, for the first half, the defense was locking down. So I'm like, you can't expect them to keep holding them to 0 points. Keep getting 3 and outs, and then you ain't doing nothing but 3 and out on your other side of, on your end of the ball on offense. So I really feel like he's gonna have to check his ego at the door, or his ego gonna end up getting him fired. I'm just being honest. Arthur Smith, he's a good coach, but he's making rookie mistakes, and those rookie mistakes are gonna get him fired. His ego's gonna get him fired because we all know that Desmond Ridder can throw the ball. Stop trying to prove that. He's already thrown two times this year. He already got 300 plus yards passing. I don't care if he leaves this game with 150 yards passing, but if you win this game, that changes everything because it's about winning. It's not about how many stats he had. I don't care about Drake London getting over 100 yards receiving. I don't care about Desmond Ridder throwing for 300 yards. If you lost the game, it's pointless. And at this point, we sitting here still holding the bag again. Now we don't control our own destiny. Yeah, we can win out, but if we all went out based off of what they're stating, If the Bucs went out, if the Saints went out by percentages, they'll get in the playoffs over us. So you didn't handle your business. We didn't handle our business. That's why I'm upset about. It's like this team did everything they could, but I really feel like this falls on Arthur Smith, the head man. You got to make better decisions. Period. You got to make better decisions. I hate when I'm not seeing us run the ball, and that's your identity. That's like us watching the Chiefs and they not passing the ball. All they doing is running the ball. And you got Patrick Mahomes with a bazooka arm. That's dumb. If you know you're a passing team, stick to what you do. When you go 2 possessions without running the ball at all, that's unexcusable for me. I don't care what. I don't care if the pass is working. If your blueprint is to run the football, you do what you do. You never change what you do. And I feel like we don't have an identity. As much as Arthur Smith keep preaching, we run the football, we do this, we do that. He looked scared out there. I don't care what. I looked on that sideline. He did not look confident early in the game. He looked confused, like he didn't know what to do. That's why I was like, man, give me that play calling sheet, and I'll show you.
Dude, I'm glad you said that, because that's something that we actually we were talking about too. See, and Kev, this is something that we know. I'm for whatever reason, man. I don't know why he feels like he has to continuously try to use Dave Ragone plays in the beginning, because it's a completely different offense. And when he's calling the plays, see, it's not the fact that he's clueless. He's trying to mesh the 2 play, and it's not working. That offense in the beginning, that offense where he had the first half of that offense was not his offense. That was Dave Ragone. We all said it. It was completely different. It was everything. When you look, every time you see the Falcons throwing a lot of long sideways slants and stretch plays, and that's Dave Ragone. And then you see the second half of the game, it's a completely different play call. It's completely different. So you're right. He's not helping himself. He needs to stop experimenting with his offense, with his offensive line, with his offensive play, because it's just not working with him. It's not working. His plays he needs to focus on his plays, because it's going to end up getting his ass fired. Because it's like I said, anybody who watched that game saw 2 completely different offenses in the first half and the second half.
Exactly. I agree with you. But my thing is this: everything you said, I agree with. The only thing I don't agree with, if you see that something is a problem, you need to change it. Like we said about Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn ain't never called a play in his life, but in that Super Bowl, as far as offensively, but in that Super Bowl, you know the head coach can hear everything that the offensive play caller is calling. When he heard that pass come through there after Julio Jones makes that sideline catch, he should have said, timeout. Oh, hell no. We not running this play. Run the ball so we can kick this field goal and win this Super Bowl. We didn't give him, we didn't give Dan Quinn no excuses. And I didn't give Kyle Shanahan. Everybody blamed Kyle Shanahan. I'm still upset about the Super Bowl with Kyle Shanahan. But my thing is this: as the head man, it falls on this happened on your watch. What we always talk about, Mike, it happened on Dan Quinn's watch. You can't allow it to happen. And that's my problem with Arthur Smith. If you see that Dave Ragone's plays are not working, demote them, do whatever you got to do. If you got to get rid of them, I don't care. But as a head man, you can't sit back and say, I'm going to still try to mesh it. This is my friend. I'm going to try to mesh it. Because when you do that, I'm looking at Arthur Smith. I'm not even paying no attention to Dave Ragone, because at the end of the day, I feel like the Bucs should stop with Arthur Smith. If you the head man and you the one I see out there on the field with the call sheet in your hand, it's making it look like these are your plays. So when you just sit back and allowing Dave Ragone to call these terrible plays, it's making you look bad as the head. You got to step up and say, when you hear Dave Ragone call them trash plays, timeout. And I don't care if you and Dave Ragone got to get into a whole argument during the game. I don't care what. Come hell or high water. Somebody got to take control of this team, whoever it is. As I always talk about, you can't have a whole bunch of Chiefs and just one Indian. Somebody got to be the head chief. Head got to say, this not working. Like I said, I don't care if coaches got to get into it on the sideline. I like seeing that kind of stuff, because you need some type of order. I feel like if it's 50-50 across the board, everybody got to say, and nobody, the buck stops with nobody, then that's why we seeing what we seeing. That's why we seeing this dysfunction. Somebody got to be the man, the head person to say, I understand, I'm hearing everybody, I understand, but at the end of the day, this is my job. I'm the head coach. I'm your boss at the end of the day. And I say that these plays ain't working. And that's maybe what he did in the second half. But guess what? It was too late then, because we shouldn't even been losing in this game. When your defense getting 5 consecutive punts against the other team and you can't score, that's a problem. That's a problem. I'm going to be quiet because Kay ain't even had the chance to say nothing. But I'm just like pissed because I'm like, we're doing it to ourselves. The Bucs didn't beat us. We beat ourselves. I don't care about Ritter. I don't care about you proving a point. Your ego gonna have you packing up your stuff and getting up out of Atlanta. I'm just being real with you. That ego, you got to check that at the door, because don't nobody care about just Ritter. This is the Atlanta Falcons. This is a team. If we can't get the job done, we'll find somebody that will. But you're not getting it done. And I don't want to hear your assistants is saying this and this. Somebody, you the guy that you got the head coach title. So that means that you got to step up and be the head. Shut all of this weak plays down and run the ball and run your plays. Your plays are what got you hired. David Golden didn't get you hired. Your plays in Tennessee got you hired. So do that. Do what works. We keep saying this over and over again with every regime we had. We said it with Dan Quinn. You go away from what works, and what happens? You cause yourself to lose games. We're saying the same thing with this coaching staff. Y'all go away from what works. When you go back to running, all of a sudden we start moving the ball. That's common sense. That don't, like I said, when I watched that first half.
What we did not run the ball. See, the thing is too, we did not run the ball effectively. My bad. Go ahead, Kip. My bad. We did not see. I understand everybody saying that we did not run the ball effectively in the first half at all. We did not. But no. We attempted. We ran. The thing is, we passed the ball in situations where you was talking about with the on the 2-yard line and Ritter throw was already off out of a rhythm. You should have just said, because you could clearly see the offense in its entirety. We saw Jonnu, he dropped a couple passes. Drake London dropped a wide open pass. It was just a series of plays where players were they was clearly out of it. All right. This is where the head coach has to say, all right, bro, we need to calm down. Gather everybody and say, all right, this is what we're going to do. Let's run the ball. Let's get into a rhythm, because it's clear that for whatever reason, when things, and I'm seeing the trend with Arthur, when things are going haywire, he keeps doing it. Instead of him slowing down and saying, all right, let's gather the troops, he continues to put his foot on the gas. It's like, hey, I'm about to jump off the cliff. I'm about to ride off the cliff. But he never stops. Slow the game down. All right, Ritter, call a timeout. Let's talk about this. These are the things we talk about what head coaches and play callers. It's all about a rhythm. It's not necessarily bad play call. It's about understanding the moments and the games and when reading players, the players' body language. It was clear that those guys were out of it. It was clear that they was out of it. But for whatever reason, like you were saying, throwing the ball on the 2-yard line for a long developing, and that wasn't what pissed me off. It was a long developing corner route. A long developing corner route. Those are the things we were saying. It's like, all right, he's not a bad play caller, but he do some dumb ass shit at the wrong time. He really has a gift for doing dumb shit at the absolute worst time. That right there, I think that right there, and I can't. My case. I know we talking like that, but I gotta say this, man. We can't let Young Wei Koo out. Look, we cannot let Young Wei Koo out. We can't let him off the hook. We cannot. You cannot miss 2 field goals. One of those, and we win that game. I mean, I can't even say that because he missed 2 fucking field goals. So, like I said, it's just a clusterfuck, man. Just go ahead, K Styles.
Go ahead, K. You on mute, bro.
K Styles. So yeah, you muted K Styles.
Yeah, they ain't need to hear shit I had to say right there. I was cussing up a storm with my eyes. But as my watch was saying, I was supposed to come in this game. I was going to talk about how Mike Evans had 1 reception for 8 yards. I was supposed to talk about how Clark Phillips did his damn thing today.
Yeah.
I was supposed to talk about 360 plus yards and 2 touchdowns from Desmond Ritter. I was supposed to talk about 10 receptions for 172 yards from Drake London. I was supposed to talk about from the simple fact that with Ryan Newsel starting at center, I didn't notice anything about him today.
Oh. Don't say that, K Styles.
I was supposed to talk about despite first half mishaps that this team, despite those first half mishaps, fought in the fourth quarter while running the ball. Well, technically being balanced in the fourth quarter. But I don't get the opportunity to brag about that this week because, as you see, the score is that we lost 29-24. Like you said, I'm not going to blame one person. I'm going to blame everybody. I'm not going to throw it all on one person. Like I said, it's easy to say Young Way Cool missed the 2 field goals. Like you said, that's a point right there. The interception on Desmond Ritter, I could blame him on that too. The play calling on Arthur Smith, I could blame that on him too. But at the end of the day, the one thing is the whole team lost. The whole everything happened. Rashad White had over 100 yards rushing. Like I said, y'all literally just hit everything that I was going to say, so that's why I ain't really got much to say.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, with this game, this was a game that was going to decide if you had control of your own destiny. And unfortunately, the Falcons did not stand on business on all 3 phases of the game: offensively, defensively, and special teams. One thing I will say, though, is at the end of the game, when they needed them to make the plays offensively, they did it. But just like what you always say, it's 3 to 4 plays that could cost you this game, and sometimes them plays may be earlier in the game. Now come back to bite you in the ass. Because at the end of the day, when the offense need to make play at the end of the game, they did it. When the defense needed to make a play at the end of the game, they didn't. But we wouldn't be talking about this if you got field goal, if field goals are made. So that's why I said this don't go on one person. This is the whole team. The whole team lost this game. That's all I gotta say. Everybody failed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hold on. I need to see something right quick. Because like I said, for me, man, I think when it all comes down to it, man, it's like sometimes just sometimes just as a team, you got to make a decision. You have to make a decision on who you truly want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because oftentimes, and a lot of this is largely due to the fact that it's just so many people and their feelings. You have the media, you have coaches going on to different types of shows and all this type of stuff. My thing is, man, if you're going to do that, if you're gonna step out on that media like that, man, you better be able to perform. If you're gonna make bold statements, you're gonna be in front of the camera. You got to be ready for every opportunity. You got to be prepared for every opportunity. And my thing is, I'll never say a coach is not it, because we've seen even the greatest coaches were complete ass, and they've had they share of bad moments. So I still think Arthur is a good coach, but I think the biggest issue with him, man, he just won't get out his own damn way. He's so fucking arrogant. It's clear that his arrogance is what's getting him, because like I said, it's two different offenses. The first quarter, it looked nothing like the second half. They went what, 3 quarters, 2 quarters without really, that's like I said. My thing is that's the offense looked completely different. This is not even the same offense. Good.
Yeah, the first and third quarter is what they didn't score touchdowns on. The second and fourth quarters where they scored.
Second and okay. So it's not even the same offense. This like the offense is not even the same. So my thing is like why do you feel like you have proven enough to think you can just come out and just start experimenting on offense? Stick to something. Stick to something. I don't need to see all these, Like, and the thing is, Bijan getting his touches in and quote unquote both styles of offense. He's getting his touches. So we can eliminate the fact that he's experimenting with players now. You think you just look,
Yeah.
he think he out here mad and he can just do whatever the hell he wanted to do. Call any types of plays. The passing game looked completely different in that third and fourth quarter. Completely different. It was nowhere near the same.
See, because the issue is it always starts off. It starts off the same way every game.
Every game.
It always starts off the same thing, and that's really where the issue lies in right now. Like I say, as much as we can mask it and try to say something about it, at the end of the day, man, like I said, it cannot be not said anymore. The problem is we start off so slow every game this year. So I don't know whose play calls it is, whether it be Ragone's or Arthur Smith's. At the end of the day, somebody has to make a concerted effort to be like, okay, even if it's the coaches, it's the player, whatever it comes down to be, is we got to get it early. We got to start off on a good note. And a couple of games we've seen it this year where they start off strong is you got to start off running the football, man. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know why. I don't know why. We all, like I say, it is. And I'm still riding for Desmond Ridder, regardless of what most people will say. But the thing about it is, in order for you to put your quarterback in rhythm, you have to start running the football early. You can't wait until everything starts fucking up to start running the football. You have to establish that. Even if you're not getting 4 or 5 yards to carry, you have to start it with the idea of, okay, they're not going to run the foot. They're going to run the football regardless of what the fuck we're going to do. And now you setting something up to where now you can make the throws a lot easier. Then you can make the offense a lot more smoother. You can't get behind the chains. And that's really where the issue is offensively right now. And like I said, and as much as us here, we can mask it as that, that's the problem. And like I said, and today's game showed it as well, man. Like when we starting off early, Jew said it. I'll have no issue throwing the football early, but you have to have a certain type of balance. And as much, and like I said, as much as I say run the damn ball, it seemed like since I haven't said run the damn ball that much, we ain't been running the ball. So I don't know if it's something I got to start saying to people.
Yeah. You put them in bad positions, and that's why I said it's not even the fact that they're not running the ball. It's that you're killing the team chemistry when you throw the ball in bad situations. So when you're in those bad situations, you got to double down on passing because now you're in second and long and third and long. So you compound the issue. So that's why balance is important.
Like I said, you have a quarterback who runs a 4.49. If you know you have a guy that has an ability to move the pocket, what are you trying to prove by not using that ability? And like you said, he's put Ridder in bad spots all year. We have too much time to be a subpar team, and that's the bad part about it. And everybody keeps saying, "Well, we need a new quarterback." But here's the issue. Here's the issue. If you get a new quarterback and you're still having the same problems, it doesn't, like I said, now you have another issue that's going to come around. And if you decide to get a new head coach, the same guys that you have on that offense, you're going to have to scrap because those are not going to be the type of players that guy wants. Like I said, and like I said, it's the thing. Everybody can start pointing out, okay, we need a new this. We need a new this. We need a new this. Well, you get a new this, it may not fit with what the type of roster you have. Now, if the type of roster you have, if you get a new coach, Dre London may be gone. Kyle Pitts may be gone. Tyler Algier is going to be gone. Hell, Jay Matthews be gone because those are not, like I said, it's going to be depending on what you bring in.
It's the situational football that's been killing us all. Like I said, it's not even the fact. It's not the fact that he's throwing it or we're not running it. It's the situations. We put ourselves in stupid situations. Okay, stupid situations. When you have a team, and I tweeted this out. When you have a team that wants to be aggressive, why would you come out in max protection? Okay, this is where I thought it was really egotistical. I thought it was he tried to whip his shit out like he was the biggest fucking porn star ever. You come out in max protection, okay? He come this is where it comes. Coaches get in these habits where they try to become stars. He's trying to become a star because you got Todd Bowles, you know what Todd Bowles is gonna do. You know what Tampa go. They want us in the house. So you knew that was gonna blitz. You knew that was gonna come out. So what do? You didn't spread them out. Your dumb ass went straight to max protection with a long developing corner route that's about 10 yards downfield. You play right into the Bucs, and like I said, I tweeted this out. You play right into their strengths.
Exactly.
I thought you were supposed, as a coach, you're supposed to try to find weaknesses, not play into the damn strengths. See, this is why I said it was just all ego. This is all ego with him. It's all ego. He's a great play caller. He's a great coach, but his ego, he's just. Go ahead, Jude. Go ahead.
No, that's my problem. You just said the biggest thing. That's my biggest issue. That's my biggest issue with Arthur Smith. I said he got good play calls in his play sheet. He just calling them at the wrong time, and he's just being dumb. He's doing dumb things. So being dumb as a head coach, that gets you fired. Let's just be real, like we talked about. Like you being arrogant for no reason. Because if you look at what the Bucs did, okay, when our defensive linemen started dropping, they seen Kentavious Street got hurt. What happened? Run up the middle. Run up the middle. Right, they weren't getting loose until Kentavious Street went down, and players started dropping, getting hurt. We were already shorthanded. Oh yeah, they shorthanded. We finna run the ball. We ain't finna throw the ball 10 plus times to Mike Evans, 20 plus. Nah, we finna hand this ball off because we see that they getting tired and they don't have that beef inside. So we're gonna have to run it right at them. That's what they did. They took advantage of our weakness, and that's why I said we didn't do against them. Vita Vea ain't out there. Well, we should have been running Tyler Algier more. Once he started getting the ball, that's when we start seeing 3 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards here. I don't care if you're getting 1 yard. It's like what Kate said. You have to keep the opposing team off balance. If you don't keep the team off balance, it's hard for any quarterback to throw into 7, 8 guys dropping into coverage. Tom Brady, I don't care who it is. And if you are throwing the ball in those situations, that ball better be coming out on time. And guys better be snagging it, snapping it with their hands. You ain't going to be no body catching. You got to be able to make that ball. Because if you seen Baker Mayfield, it was a couple times Evans was open. But if you heard the guys on the telecast, they're like, well, you got to make the perfect throw in this situation. And you got to make the perfect catch. We seen Evans make that catch in the end zone. One hand out of bounds. He got both feet down, but his hand went down out of bounds first. Why did that happen? Because it was tight coverage. They were playing really, really good coverage. So that's my problem with it is when you tell a team, I'm finna come out here and pass, and that's all I'm finna do, then they're going to start dropping everybody in the coverage. We didn't even see as many house blitzes today from Tampa because once they realized, they're not even trying to run the ball at us. We can drop our linebackers in the coverage. we ain't got to worry about it. The only person we got to spy is if Ritter try to take off and run. But outside of our running backs, they were not worried about us. And to me, when you do that, you take away your ultimate strength, because this Falcons team strength is their physicality. He took that away from his own team. We take that away from our team when we stop running the ball. So that was my issue with it. It's like, as Mike said, if you're a coach and you coming up with a game plan, your game plan is this player's out. This is why the injury report is so vital, and why teams like the NFL snaps and gets upset when you don't report guys on the injury report, because they know that factors into game planning. If we know that AJ Terrell is out, well, guess what? We're going to draw up some more plays for our wide receivers. Same thing in this game, and that's my
They're too
biggest
fucking smart. Oh, I'm gonna catch him off guard. They not gonna expect us to come out him and throw the ball because Vita Vea.
Look. I'll be honest with you. Hey, you said about that ego. That ego's gonna cost at least 6 players their job at the end of the season. It's gonna cost at least six to 7 players their job this season. So at the end of the day, regardless, okay, you lost this game. What the fuck you gonna do now?
Desmond Ritter got his numbers. Who cares? You lost. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you gonna
the fuck you gonna do now?
Damned if you don't. That's what I'm saying, Kay. Like Ritter has a good performance.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You lose. Ritter don't have a great performance. You win. You damned if you do, you damned if you don't. You know what I'm saying? So that at this point, it's like, would you rather be on the winning side of you damned if you do, you damned if you don't, or be on the you got your numbers but you lost? He the main one always talking about fantasy football and all this. Guys getting their numbers don't matter. Well, I want to see that on Sundays. Bump a number. I want us to win, because at the end of the day, the only number that matters to me is the Falcons having that winning score, one more point than the other team. If you lost, it doesn't matter. Even us saying, well, they fought hard. There's no, you don't get nothing for you almost. Nothing. Like you said, guys are gonna lose their jobs talking about we almost.
Mm-hmm. So pretty much what you're saying is that ego is gonna cost Desmond Ritter his job. It's gonna cost Tyler Algier his job.
It already cost Desmond Ritter his job. It's already
cost him his job. It's gonna cost Tyler Algier his job, Cordell Patterson his job, Jay Matthews his job, and we just talking about the offensive side.
Mm-hmm.
Drew Dahlman his job. So pretty much the only people you got safe on that offense is Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson. That's it.
Calling plays and decisions are not the same thing, y'all. So I see some of y'all in there. Calling plays are completely different from decision making.
So
this is what we talking about. Go ahead, Kip.
So pretty much, if the Falcons don't make the playoffs, expect 7 new offensive starters next year. I'm just gonna let you know that now.
I don't know how Arthur looks at. For one, I don't see how he look at. I don't see how you look at Rich McKay and say, "Hey, I need one more guy on offense."
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how he can. I don't know how he can confidently look at Rich McKay and Arthur Smith and say, "Hey, I need one more guy on offense."
Mm-hmm.
Because you have the offensive line, you have the running backs, you have wide receivers, you have a tight end. There's nothing else. Like I said, one of the things Arthur Smith, like I said, if you look at just his numbers and the team's numbers itself and just the yards, and these guys are getting the yards. They are moving the ball. But this is where great coaches are great coaches, because they know how to keep guys off guard when we get in that red zone. This is why Kyle Shanahan is so great. He scores touchdowns. He don't get field goals. His team score touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
That's what separates the great coaches from the good.
Mm-hmm. And
so Arthur is a very good play caller, but when it comes down to him making those decisions, yeah.
The fact that I gotta sit here and say that Baker Mayfield beat the Atlanta Falcons makes me sick to my goddamn stomach right now.
Yeah,
This is what.
like I said, it's upsetting K Styles because
Yeah.
this is this was your opportunity to prove to the fans and to sell to the fans that this is, to bring them on board as far as their plan is concerned. Now they looking at you. Now it's like, nah, fuck your plan. That's what the fans are saying now, because this is how Mike Smith blew it. This is how Dan Quinn blew it, because we had big time opportunities to seize our moments, and these guys made the same dumb mistakes. I mean, we did the same thing that cost us ultimately the NFC Championship game, by keeping guys in. Again, a decision making. It was a decision. It wasn't the fact that Mike Smith wasn't he was a bad coach. All he had to do was sit fucking Johnny Abraham down, and we more than likely we fucking champ. But both of them guys got injured. Mike Turner and John Abraham. Those are decision makings that kills a lot of coaches, and most coaches, it's all about the decision. Bill Belichick don't look. He not gonna allow Tom Brady to get hurt on no damn, fourth play in it. Like, look, we already got a lead. We out here running the extra play just because. Bill Belichick, no, he gonna hand that shit off to a fullback, a guy that he can afford to lose. These are decision makings that kill a lot of coaches, and this is what you was talking about.
Mm-hmm. So if these decisions keep making on like this, I expect at least nine new Falcon starters next year. I'm just gonna keep it real with y'all.
Look, I can no longer defend Arthur Smith. He's done it to himself. He did it to himself. He's a great play caller, but he's fucking, look, when it comes down to decision making, he's stupid. He try to get too cute in moments you don't need to get cute. All you got to do is run a fullback dive. Why are you running a mass protect on the 2-yard line? Just run the damn fullback.
That's the issue. When they say football, a game of inches, and I always talk about Cages, he said it earlier, 3 or 4 plays that win or lose you the game, those are the boneheaded mistakes that we making. And
that play was literally the play that pretty much killed the entire game right there.
Yeah.
All he had to do was just run it down.
That's it. I'm telling you, bro. It's simple stuff
that motherfucker went into the goal line situation with 2 inches of venom and failed.
I just stared when I saw we got a safety.
I'm sorry, boy. He needs some Cialis after that shit, because I'm like, goddamn, boy, you
he does remind me of he reminds me of Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels do the same type of dumb stuff. He would just do things just because. Yeah. Why would you? They known for blitzing. You know they gonna send the house.
What makes it worse is he hard-headed, because you did this last week and got a safety. When you get 2 back-to-back weeks where you get safeties, that should tell you something. You're hard-headed. You're doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. When you do that kind of stuff, like I said, that's the kind of stuff that get coaches fired. When you keep doing the same stuff you've seen that didn't work. It was the same thing we said with Dan Quinn. We run the cover 3 at the end of the game, knowing you exposed in certain parts of the field. But what he do? Let's run cover 3. let's go back to soft zone.
Run cover 3. Mm-hmm. So it's just those decision making that really kills a lot of coaches' career, because they're so focused. That's what happened with Kyle Shanahan. He was he's hell bent. He done lost 2 Super Bowls the same way, bro. Doing 3, if I'm not mistaken. Damn. No, he didn't even get there. Yeah, he went away from the run. All you got to do is run the damn ball. You do that anyway.
And he went away from it. Like you said, that's what I said. All these coaches be doing the same dumb stuff. He would have had 2 Super Bowls, but what'd he do? Go away from what he does best. Because everybody talks about, oh, he's a great caller. Yeah, he is a great play caller. But what is the blueprint for his play calling? Running the football.
That's my thing. Like I said, running the damn ball. Don't give a fuck if you get 1 or 2. You gotta establish physicality. Now, understand. You know what? No, I ain't really got much to say after that. I ain't really got much to say after that.
It's a tough day. Like I said, it's a tough game because we're losing the exact same way. And like I said, people probably still trying to figure out why I'm saying he's a good play caller. Is because he's moving. The Falcons don't have a problem moving the ball. They don't have a problem moving the ball. They don't have a problem passing. They don't have a problem when it comes down to running the ball. They have a problem in red zone because red zones is always about decisions.
Red zone is about moving a man against his will and saying "fuck this." I'm going.
But they want to
This is a
they want to get in
Sarkisian. This is the same thing. Sorry, this was the reason why
Sark. Yeah.
got fired. He was doing the same thing. They'll move the ball, but they get too cute in the red zone, and then that's why all the field goals start coming in. See, like I said, at the end of the day, no matter what we speak on, in the NFL, you have to score touchdowns. And what ends up happening is if there's play calls that make no sense and you don't score touchdowns, like I said, you're going to cost guys jobs. Like I said, it's going to be 6 new offensive starters next year if this keeps on going with a new head coach and a new offensive coordinator. So, like I said, we're going through this whole process all over again. And the bad thing about it is that the 6 guys that's going to get cut after this year, if this keeps going on like this, are guys that can actually play.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a bad thing. Like I said, Ritter's going to be gone. Algier's going to be gone. Cordell Patterson's going to be gone. Jay Matthews going to be gone. Drew Dalman's going to be gone. Mac Hollins. You're going to have to trade Kyle Pitts too. And it's all going to depend on the coach too. So, like I said, y'all thinking that getting a new coach with the same roster is going to be the same thing. No, when a new coach comes in, they're going to want their type of
players. Yeah.
Player. So, like I said, Drake London may be gone. Kyle Pitts may be gone. They may keep Bijan, but everybody else is up for grabs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can no longer defend any decision the Falcons make. We can no longer say, all right, I don't think this is the right thing. He did it to himself.
That part.
And the Falcons he got all look, you can't say he didn't get his players. They gave him all his players this year. So if they decided this year to say, look, we gave you Drake and Kyle the first year. You had Tyler, you had the offensive line. And you gave your Bijan, we gave you Mac, we gave all these other guys the second year. If the Falcons just decide it's like, look, man, I don't want to have to wait. I'm gonna keep Ryan Nielsen. I'm gonna keep Jerry Gray. Let those guys run the defense, and I'm gonna bring in the offensive coordinator to run the team and essentially be the head coach. I can no longer say, look, this is a bad decision. He did it. This is why K Styles ain't got nothing to say. That's why he's really sure he's done it to himself. You can be a good play caller and a terrible coach, but right now he's a terrible coach.
I'm just mad at the fact that we lost. I'm just mad at the fact we lost to Baker fucking Mayfield.
K Styles is not a Baker Mayfield fan, y'all.
I'm still mad about that more. I lose to Jameis Winston before I lose to damn Baker Mayfield. I'm just saying right then and there. Ain't no goddamn way. If y'all know this show long enough, like Mike said, I can't stand Baker Mayfield for shit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and like I said, it'll be, and this is probably a hot take for me. We'll know who team this truly is if Arthur Smith is fired. If he's let go at the end of this year, we know this is Terry Fontenot's team.
Yeah. And just like what John St. Clair here said, if Koo makes his field goals and there's no safety, are we still having the same conversation? No. But this is what we're talking about, where you have to the team itself, the whole team has to stand on business.
Yeah.
Like I said, special teams failed us, offense failed us, defensive failed us too. Like you say, even though they gave up 290 total yards on defense, guess what? They gave up the game-winning touchdown with 30-something seconds left.
Mm-hmm.
The defense didn't get no turnovers.
Right.
Especially when you gave up the game-winning touchdown when the offense went on a drive where they took off about 2-3 minutes off the clock and scored a touchdown. This is what it said. This was a complete total loss. Like I said, I don't know. Nobody wanted everybody. I know everybody want us to blame it all on Desmond Ritter. Said Desmond Ritter did this, Desmond Ritter did that. He had some plays, but this ain't all on him. All three phases of the game lost.
And the head coach is gonna get all the blame for that. So, like I said, my thing is
not with this fan base. The quarterback.
Not with this fan base, but
the quarterback.
When it come down to Arthur and Rich McKay gonna look at one person and say, "Look, this is happening under your dime." Like I said, Koo missing that field goal is not his fault. Two field goals. And then the offensive line injuries, like you can't foresee those types of things happening. Like that played a major part in losing. Okay, we lost what? We literally lost. Oh God! Every last one of our offense. We lost 5 starters in the last 2 games. One game. 2 games. Yeah, 2 games. We lost all 5 starters in 2 games.
Well, what they say, when you get hurt, next man up. So I'm not
next man up.
I'm not gonna throw injuries as no excuse why we lost this game.
No. A lot of things have, like I said, a lot of things transpired. So it's a collaborative. I mean, say collaborative. It's just everything, a compounding, just frustration from the fans itself. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody gonna feel like this guy, that guy, this phase or that phase is more at fault. At the end of the day, you can't keep losing the exact same ways and think everybody's gonna be cool with it. We're losing the exact same ways, and fans are just tired of it. So, I mean, firing guys is not going to change it. The only way it changes is that Rich McKay say to the next coach or whoever, quarterback or what, look, this is what the fuck we're going to do. If we want to win, we got to make a decision. Like the Steelers. The Steelers say we're a 3-4 team and we're going to run the damn ball. That's what they say. This is who they are. This is their identity. The Ravens say, guess what? We got a mobile quarterback. We got Lamar Jackson. We got an offensive line, and we're going to draft tight ends, and we're going to draft defensive line. We're going to draft linebackers, and we're going to play this style. They have to make a decision on which style they're going to play. We can't keep it. Look, the thing at the end of the day, what the Falcons' problem is they're not sticking to an identity. You have to stick to an identity in order to have success. every game, look, every other game we talking about, we passing the ball more. We're gonna run the ball more. We want to be balanced, but you still have to have an identity. You can be balanced and still, throw the ball, but like you gotta have an identity, man. It's like when all else fails and everything is not working, all right, we got to go back to the drawing board. We don't have a fucking drawing board. Why? Because the coach decides like when things are going bad, we just gonna make it worse and keep throwing it and keep throwing it and keep throwing it and keep throwing it and keep throwing it. All right, it's really bad right now. Let's start running the ball. That's been the issue with Arthur. When things get worse, he doubles down on the stupidity.
That part. That's why I said this comes down to what you were saying, Mike. It comes down to when you do stuff, it got to be a reason behind it. Because if I'm Arthur Blank, I want to know why you did what you did. Tell me why you decided to throw the ball in these situations. Like, tell me a reason why you thought that today was throwing the ball heavy was a good decision. Because I really feel like sometimes what you were talking about figuring out an identity and then just sticking to it, it makes your job easy when you do that. Because you know this is what we do. And that's what I was talking about, the blueprint. Once you get the blueprint, you stick to it. Karl Malone and John Stockton was going to run the pick and roll. That's what they did.
Yeah, you know it's coming.
But you knew what they were going to run. And that's my problem with this team is like you come out, you're doing the same thing every week. Like Kay said, you come out trying to throw the ball every week and not establishing the run for whatever reason. You're starting off slow every single week. Every game is coming down to the wire because it's almost like these games are scripted. You're doing the same exact script every week and expecting a different result. And that's called insanity. That's being dumb. Like I said, I wouldn't even be so upset if it was just like you said, okay, we're running the ball. This is what we're going to do. And then you decide to do that. But it's like, we're not even doing that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, it's just dumb. Like I said, at the end of the day, I'm taking my feelings out of it. Of course, I'm upset about what went on because I feel like this coaching staff is not learning. And like you said, at that point, it is arrogance when you just say, I see this not working. But like you said, I'm doubling down on dumb. I seen this the other week when we won. I told you, I said, why did you go for it on that fourth down situation when you didn't need it, when you're down 3-0? And we won, you got away with it. But sometimes when you get away with doing something, you go back to it. And what happened? You bump your head. That's what's happening with Arthur Smith. Like I said, he's doubling down on ignorance and stupidity. He's doing the same thing. Something didn't work. Well, I'm going to go back to that well. I don't care. Well, when you do that, you set yourself up. Like you said, now you did it to yourself. I said it a couple weeks ago. I'm done defending it. If you're going to do it your way, all right. Like I said, you're on your way out. You keep doing what you're doing. I'm telling you, I've seen these we've seen this. How many times have we seen it? We've seen this movie before here in Atlanta with these coaches about not doing what works, not doing what their bread and butter is. So
not standing on business. Not standing on business. Not standing on business.
Yeah.
That's the dude. That's the new catchphrase now. You need to stand on business.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, we just said it over and over again. At this point, I'm done because we already said it. At the end of the day, they're gonna have to figure it out. If that's what he decided to do, that's what he decided to do. We giving them the blueprint with the 3 keys to victory every week of what we should be doing. I don't know because we had backups in. I guess he thought that our backups could pass block better than our starters. I guess I don't know how that makes sense. And we say make it make sense. Make it make sense. Moment of the day. So you put your second string guys in, and you say they can block better than Jake Matthews and Caleb McGarry and Drew Dahlman. These backups can pass protect better than our starters, our starting offensive linemen.
Look, I can't be hitting my woman missionary for 365 days a damn a year. I gotta switch it up or something.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. I see Jordan Test Boy said go get Bieniemy and left with that OC.
Nah, I'm good on that, Jerome.
I'm good.
Nah, yeah, I don't need him in the ball.
Nah, Sam Howell already done got sacked almost 60 times this year. No.
Yeah, he's just as stupid as it's just he's just as dumb as Arthur is over there.
Nope.
He gonna
No. Sam Howell done got sacked almost 60 times.
Nah, we good on that, pimp.
I don't need my quarterback. I don't need my
It looked
quarterback
good
sitting in
from
the
afar. It looked good from afar.
it looked good with Sam Howell being top 3 in passing in the NFL, but when you look at the fact that he done got hit almost 100 times this year, no.
Nope. That's not smart either. That's doubling down on ignorance. That's what we're talking about. A lot of these coaches, like, it worked for them. It worked for them 1 time, 2 times, maybe 10 times. And then they like, all right, it works. So it literally have to go down the absolute drain for them to understand, like, hey, maybe I need to switch it up. We literally saw this with Dan Quinn. That damn cover 3 ain't worked since damn 2016. Okay, he's still getting destroyed by it. So it's just doubling down on ignorance. Like I said, some coaches are just, they don't let their egos get a hold of them, and that's what Arthur is right now. And like I said, at this point in time, we've declared this already. But
damn, I wasn't that far off. That man came into this week getting sacked 58 times. Jesus Christ.
Damn, 58
No.
58 times? Nah, we good on that.
No.
Nah. I'm good on that.
Look. We done went 14 years of seeing our quarterback get hit 200 times a year. You think I want to see another year of that shit? No.
No. So, like I said, we're gonna end it because I know the guys, they gonna have their show later. But like I said, man, we've stated this before, man. We can no longer sit here and say that Desmond Ritter is safe, Arthur is safe, and a lot of those guys, even on the offensive side of the ball, is safe. Even Kyle Pitts, nobody's safe, because when things don't work, you gotta switch it up. And when you have to switch it up, somebody's gonna catch your attitude. Somebody's not gonna like the new coach. Somebody's not gonna like something about this guy, that guy. And we know, even in coaching, they start pointing their finger. You're the reason why I got fired. And I don't like you, made me do this and this type of stuff. We seeing that right now. We saw that with the Raiders. The whole Raiders, everybody pointing the finger at one person. Everybody, you point the finger at this. This is what happens. So anything that happens right now, this is all Arthur Smith's fault. This is all on Arthur Smith, because he didn't stand on what he said he was gonna stand on.
Ain't stand on no business. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and let y'all get part 2 over there on AFN. Hold on. I think that's my watch telling me I'm hungry and a motherfucker, and
I'm hungry and motherfucker. I'm glad you said, because I was literally just thinking that in my head.
Motherfucker. I think I'm about to go to the Fry Guy or something like that and get about 2 plates and eat all that shit. But like I said, we got a long week of content coming in, bro. We got a whole bunch of scenarios and questions that need to be answered. So till next time, people, y'all make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe, share the Heavy Hitters live, as well as Jew Talk Sports, Mad Mike Sports, and your boy 6-Man K Styles. So tune over. Like I said, we always say, we ain't here to play.
Oh no.
We're here to stay.
Oh yeah, dig it.
You ain't gotta go home.
But you got to get it, guys. Oh, hell, you really?
There you go. Get some damn common sense and go over to AFN for part 2.
Mm-hmm.
Deuces.